Guys, I've uploaded a few Battlefront videos before, but this is the first one where I'm simultaneously talking, so trying something new here. Just wanted to make a video. We're getting into the 5th year of this game now, Star Wars Battlefront 2015, and there's a competitive scene, but it's not huge at this point. You just want to play to get the most enjoyment out of your sessions. I mean, that's the bottom line. And I believe the best way to do that is to improve your game all around, you know, whether you're looking to get more wins, more kills, be the best objective player, high score, top of the leaderboard, whatever it is, we'll address all that. I just want to make this video for if you're a beginner, or even if you're not a beginner, but just looking to improve, get the most out of your sessions. I'll just kind of like live narrate, get some specific tips for certain game modes and loadouts, and also just general tips that anyone could benefit from, regardless of your gun choice or style of play or whatever. So, you know, just kind of get into some gameplay and try and explain what I'm doing along the way, and as things come up, I'll address them. Not a good start, but that's all good.
Our AT-AT is being targeted by an enemy bomber.
I'm gonna make my way left here, try and get that uplink off. First thing I'll talk about, the most important thing in this game, it's not shooting, it's not accuracy, it's not, you know, how fast you fire, your fire rate, anything like that. It's decision making, and of course that's really vague to say, but it really is the truth. Hopefully I can prove that with how I play, because for the most part you'll see I'm actually not the best shooter, the most accurate, but a lot of my success comes from just trying to do the right thing at the right time. Yeah, we'll see this. This will be my first example this game here. Walker Assault Twilight on Half.
The rebels have activated the uplink station. We must shut it down. Rebel uplink offline.
Sorry, I'm not fully focused right now. I'm just trying to get my cat off my lap so I can play more freely. Guy's going off with the homing shot.
Rebel uplink interrupted. Proceed as per your orders.
One thing you want to do early on in a Walker Assault game, or any game really, is you want to kind of scout out the lobby. That's what I'm doing most times when I'm looking at the leaderboard. Obviously I'm kind of checking a bit of everything, checking my score, other scores, but I'm not as vain as it looks. I'm checking for a lot of other things too. I'm checking, you know, who's in vehicles, who's the hero, how many people are actually loaded into the game, which is very important to know. And you can kind of try and get an understanding of the flow of the game. I use the word flow. I'm talking about, you know, whether we're pushing them back or they're pushed back, or sorry, we're pushed back, like whether it's a pretty balanced game. That's all important. Kind of determines how aggressive you want to play, right? I mean, if your guys are getting pushed back, there's absolutely no point in just jumping in there right in the middle. That layout was awful. But if your team's got them pushed back, then yeah, you might be going a little bit more aggressively. So that's all part of the flow that I refer to. So early on, I try to build up my trait to level 3 before I really get into anything aggressive. That's regardless of whether I'm a bodyguard or berserker, whatever trait. You just want to be like the best version of yourself, so to speak. So I play a bit conservatively, get my trait up to level 3 hopefully, and then I can try to impact the game a bit more after I'm as I said, the best version of myself.
Our walker is exposed. Defend it from rebel attack.
one thing you'll see is I'm constantly moving and rolling a lot. Some people will see this and throw around words like, "Oh, try hard. He's sweating hard" or whatever. I've said it before, but this game is it's a competition, right? There's winners, there's a loser, and I don't like to be the loser, so call it whatever you want to call it. But I play to win, and if you don't want to put that much effort into into a video game, that's totally understandable. These videos just aren't for you. That's all. And speaking about moving around and stuff, one thing a lot of novice players tend to do is they'll be in their spot and they'll just engage anyone, the first person that they see, and if they kill them, then engage the next person, and they'll do that until they die, and then back to where they were. But it's important to know when to retreat and when to reorganize yourself. There's no shame in taking a step back, avoiding a gunfight if you're at the disadvantage. Like, forget about pride, right? You want to put yourself in a position where every gunfight you have the advantage, or at least a level playing field. But if you're at a disadvantage, retreat, regather yourself. In this game with the kill cam, or whatever you want to call it, and you're outlined in red after you kill someone, that means there's no hiding spot is a good hiding spot. Like, even if you're at a great vantage point, opponents will realize that and they'll key in on you, so it's important to keep moving. So in this case, talking about the flow, I mean, there's absolutely no threat from the enemies right now, so I can't offer a lot of wisdom on objective play, like playing right by the uplinks, because I'm not even getting to the uplinks. I'm just kind of playing a bit stupid and not thinking it through, because the win is almost, my priority, which is the win. The win's almost already secured. As much as that sucks to say, it's not a competitive game, but a lot of these insights and this advice will it'll play out very well when you're in a close competitive game where every little bit matters. This game's not the case. And on the note of winning games, I typically use the same loadout when I'm trying to win games. Back to the shield, jump pack, E3, and I'll play around with different traits, but if I'm in a less competitive game, I might switch guns, or I might play around with a pulse cannon or ion something, whatever. But if I really want to play my best, then this is the loadout for me, and people call it the meta hand. I don't even get what the issue is still with running such a hand, but bottom line is you need a gun that's great at all ranges, you need star cards to help you survive, and those are the straight up facts, right? Especially in these big game modes, 20 opponents and so many turrets, vehicles, one-hit kill weapons. You gotta stay alive to top the leaderboard, so a lot of the insights I'll have while playing here will be directly related to staying alive. Unless it's necessary to die for the objective, which is the case sometimes, but sometimes it's necessary to die, so we'll see examples of that. Some bad lag. Didn't get that far enough.
our walker.
Uplinks detected. Advance now.
Luke Skywalker has been spotted near your position.
Watch it, rebels!
The rebels have activated the uplink. Move on that position.
Rebel uplink is offline. Proceed as ordered. Rebel sighted.
Scanners indicate the rebels have activated an uplink station. We've deactivated the rebel uplink.
Trying to guess where that guy is.
Credit will provide support during this
Gonna
mission.
get him.
Scanners indicate the rebels have activated an uplink station.
He's weak, so I'm gonna be aggressive on him. Doesn't see me.
We've cut their uplink. That should slow down their bombers.
Oh. Bad shooting. Oh my god.
Skywalker has been defeated.
Oh. See, that was being overconfident and not realizing I should have taken a step back. I had a card refresh I could have used, got my personal shield up, but that was me being stubborn and overconfident. Good rule of thumb is no matter how good you are, you can't take on 3 or 4 guys in a gunfight. It's just not gonna end up well. I do stuff like this, hide behind, use this actual uplink as cover, even if I have my shield on. Just what I was alluding to earlier. I mean, a 40-man game mode, people got cycler rifles, people got everything, people got disruptors. Nothing's ever guaranteed, so I try and assume, you know, somebody might be lining me up with a cycler or something, just try and make it as difficult as possible while I'm getting that uplink. I'm gonna die.
Shut it down.
Nobody. Didn't get nobody from that. That's crazy. So first game, not really a great example of, you know, objective style playing to win just because it was such a blowout game, but there will be more like this and hopefully some good examples of close games